I think I have been a member of MLTA since the early to mid-90s. Part of my commitment to MLTA was I served on the Education Committee, which is by far probably the most labor-intensive position from my perspective, and it's awesome that we continue to have members that will volunteer to take on that role. My name is Larson, and I work for Old Republic National Title Insurance Company downtown Minneapolis, and my role here is I serve as Senior Vice President. I think the main value for being part of the organization is to have an opportunity to network with other title professionals. As a manager, and having been in management for many, many years, I think the education component is awesome. For our industry, it's very difficult to find courses specific to certain components of title insurance, and the association has successfully filled that void. So I think education, networking, and probably most recently, I think the value is shifting a little bit. I think it becomes more and more value just on what's sort of going on the political front. With some recent changes in the industry, we get closer and closer to politicians, and I don't think that was always the case for us. We kind of lived on the fringe a little bit, but the association does a very nice job of hosting events, fundraisers for a specific candidate, and or other events. Like we typically, once a year, we have an event at the state capitol where the legislative committee and or our lobbyist sort of organizes for us the opportunity to meet with state representatives and senators. I do love Minnesota. I think there's a lot to love about Minnesota. Probably the most obvious on a day like today is I think are slowly or quickly moving into my favorite season, which is fall. In my role here at Old Republic Title, I have the opportunity to travel around the country, and people really think Minnesotans live in igloos. And they think we have crazy politicians, which is probably intermittently true. But it's being able to see other states or cities really just from a travel, a work perspective, always makes me appreciate that much more coming home to St. Paul, Minnesota.